That coffee slurp was brought to you by ASAPodcasting.com.
For all of your slurping needs.
Yum. Got that pulled up there, Pat?
You give me too much credit for moving fast.
Oh shit, Fallout Shelter finished downloading, everyone. My Xbox now has Fallout Shelter on it, so I will not be paying attention to the show.
All right.
I'll be playing a phone game on my Xbox for some reason.
All right, let's see. Oh, bugger. Where is it? Why is it not giving me the chat window? Oh, wait, am I the wrong? No, I am ASA Podcasting. That's such a feeling of power. Logged in with the mothership.
I am ASA Podcasting.
No, man. I'm gonna banhammer you, man. Don't give me any shit. No, seriously though, it's not giving me. It's showing the chat, but it's
on
not,
the right side.
It is not giving here. Let me pull it over on my big monitor. Maybe. Oh, there we go. It was the monitor. I had it on my little small extra monitor. Ah, there we go. All right. I am good.
Hello. Okay.
All right. Who's driving the show?
You can if you want, Pat.
Oh, geez. I don't know that I'm ready. All right.
Doesn't matter.
Nah, I'll do it. I'll just have to.
Pull up your list of.
I have to find the list of something stupid.
Mute fruit, corn.
No, come on. It's got to be something. It's got to be something sentient.
Hello, adhesive.
No, come on. Give me
fertilizer.
Give me a shade more credit than that. Jeez.
No, that's what I would do if I was trying to.
Bugger me. See, even this is going slow. See, I've done them before. Okay, I haven't done these before. All right. You ready? Here we go. You have the whole theme song to decide. Here we go. Yeah. All right. You go, man.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out, about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, frozen atomic waves. From deep within the core, frozen atomic waves.
Hello, Mirelurks, Nuclearks, glowing Mirelurk Kings, and softshell Mirelurks. Welcome to episode 69, nice, of the Fallout Feed. This is your host for the evening, Pat, and I am joined by Dennis. Dennis, how we doing?
I'm doing great. My name is Dennis, and I am not afraid of Colin.
Oh, a bold statement out there all over the internet for everyone to see. We're also joined by Andrew. Andrew, how we doing?
What's going on, Pat? How you doing?
Doing okay. Our fourth host, Kara, is not able to join us live, but she has been kind enough to check in with us. So we will be hearing from Kara a little bit later in the show. So, terrific stuff. All right. So, I don't know. Are we letting the fans behind the curtain here that it's been a little while? It's been a while since we've been live. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Anyone who watches the live broadcast on YouTube knows already anyway that we've been banking shows. You know, we've been recording 2 at a time, and I've been recording a music album for my crappy rock band Red Queen Hypothesis for the RPM challenge, which is write 10 songs or 35 minutes of music in the month of February. You have to write and record an entire album in a month and send that off. So I just got done doing that. But in preparation for me being gone for the whole month of February, we banked some episodes. So yeah, I don't care. People see behind the curtain.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And we torture the fan with some Let's Plays. We got all kind of good stuff going on out there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like our feed has lack of content.
Yeah. at least quantity of content. If nothing else, we got quantity going for us.
That at least, yeah.
All right.
Ooh, I wonder. Sorry, I just loaded Fallout Shelter onto my Xbox, and it's saying load a new vault. And I'm like, ooh, I wonder if I can load my vault from my phone. I bet you can somehow. I don't know. Fallout Shelter on the fucking Xbox, guys. Big news.
Ugh. I just can't. I can't even with those games.
Have appreciation for the good things in life.
Look, I have Fallout Shelter on my phone, but only because I can get Fallout Shelter icons in my iMessages that way.
Yeah, and that is the most annoying thing ever, Pat. I need to get those off of my fucking phone.
Those are great. I love sending those to my daughter.
I'm terrible. Oh gosh, Dennis, what's going on, man?
I do not endorse Fallout Shelter in any way, shape, or form. I don't recognize it as an official member of the Fallout family. It's the retarded cousin that you don't want to come by your house.
Oh gosh, we don't condone the use of that R word, but the shelter. Come on, what about? I was on the feed. What'd you send me, Pat? Wikia. I don't even know what the fucking difference is between a wiki and a Wikia, and who the fuck cares? But on the Nukipedia site, I was going through the stuff, and there was all these games that I had no idea what the hell they were.
Crack.
You got like the Fallout Tactics, for example.
Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel. There was another one.
Van Buren was.
Van Buren, what the fuck is that?
Van Buren was a failed project. Dennis, wasn't Van Buren going to be effectively Fallout 3, but they pulled it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I think Tactics came out between 2 and 3, and was an actual game because I have Tactics on my PC, but I've never even opened it. And during our hiatus, I think one of the things I shared with you guys was that I briefly pulled up Fallout 1 and tried to play it for like 5 minutes, and I just could not. I just could not deal with it. It was.
Is that what I'm going to feel like trying to go back and play in Fallout 3 here?
No. There's a huge difference. Yeah.
There's a reason why about 95% of the Fallout community started with 3, as opposed to 1 and 2. I mean, I think there's 2 people. I think there's 2 people in the entire world that have played 1 and 2 to completion, and one is Shailene, and the other is Gopher, and that's it.
Yeah, Marcus maybe too, but yeah, there's not many people out there. But and Shailene will go to town and say that Fallout 2 is one of her favorite games of the series too. You know, she'll really, she'll stand up for that game.
Yeah, I mean, I found a Fallout Let's Play or YouTube Let's Play that I watched the first stream. Actually, it's sitting on my phone. Like next time I have a long trip or something, I'm going to try to pull it up and watch that. And even that is just so slow. Oh my god! But no, and Andrew, Fallout 3 is fine. I mean, it's dark and kind of weird looking, but it's completely you would feel very much at home in terms of like running around. You can be first person, third person.
Is it less clunky than Oblivion?
I've not played Oblivion, but based on sheer looks, yes. Yeah, it is not potato head. It's really simple compared to Fallout 4.
Graphics. Oblivion was like, hit the button, swing 2 or 3 seconds later.
No, it's nothing like that. Lock picking is the same. Your guns load the same. Your hacking terminals is the same. Vaults look pretty much the same. Yeah, none of that stuff is going to feel weird.
I could be wrong, but Oblivion's a little bit older, and also it's a fantasy game as opposed to a shooter. A shooter naturally feels a little bit crisper than trying to swing with the sword or do a little magic.
Does 3 have a lot of the same mechanics? Pat, I'm not starting to. I listened to your Let's Play in chunks, so I'm about up to episode 25, 26 now of your Let's Play.
So that means you're only 80 episodes behind.
He's putting out a large volume, dude. That is correct. But you mentioned a lot of things where you're repairing armor, you're repairing your guns.
That is in 3 in New Vegas, not in 4.
You do have to repair your armor and stuff in 3 as well.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, and there's lots of ways to do it. There's repairer or people you can buy services from. You can do it yourself. It's pretty manageable. Actually, I find it's like repairing in 3 in New Vegas is kind of like scrapping. It's relaxing to me. It's just like
Got that. Whatever. What's the acronym? The AMSR
ASMR. Yeah.
ASMR. What's it stand for? Auto sensory something.
Autonomous autonomic sensory meridian response.
Meridian response. Yeah. And that's just comforting. Videos, audio, sounds, whatever. Yeah. Right. Yeah, mine would be the record in a run-out groove. I like that. I would leave records in a run-out groove sometimes on purpose.
Isn't that bad for your needle?
Yeah. Yeah, when don't tell the station manager from 2002 at Earlham College. But when you work at a radio station, you have access to needles. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, that can be taken out of context. Be careful. Radio station needles. Radio station needles. It's okay, everyone.
Yeah, vinyl record. Not access to bad needles. But seriously, Pat, I've been really enjoying your Let's Play. I highly encourage everyone go listen to that. But I was just gonna think about how the art of the Let's Play is really nice, especially the audio. I've never really done a whole watch a 20 video series of running a whole complete Let's Play of video on YouTube or anything like that. But the audio is just really something else to listen to someone play a game, because you hear things that you also hear when you're playing the game yourself. Like, you obviously are taking in these sounds, but you really don't hear them like you do when you're listening to the audio without video. I mean, I assume that makes sense, because without the visual, your ears have to make up for the visual. Like, I've never seen this game. I don't know what you're talking about. But, through your descriptions, and through, it's just like it puts an image in front of your head. It's a really fun way to digest.
I'm kind of surprised you can follow the Let's Play without ever having done it, because for me, the audio Let's Plays in Skyrim and Fallout 4, and what Dennis is working on for 3 is all good because I played those. I'm not sure I could listen to audio only of something I've not played before.
It'll make more sense once I finally play the game, but I feel like this is sort of an introduction, at least. Like, I'll have a little bit of a background now instead of going in completely naked and not knowing what the hell is going on.
I think.
Go ahead, Dennis. Go ahead.
I think listening to a Let's Play, even if you haven't had the benefit of playing the game yourself, it's sort of like watching a movie with subtitles. It invests you a little bit more. Instead of sitting there playing it yourself and you're just wailing away on the controller trying to get to the next, you can kind of half go through the dialogue and get the point of what the message is. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're listening to the Let's Play, you're invested in what the entire conversation is and what the result is. You're not just skipping ahead. It's part of the storytelling.
Yeah, you're not hammering through it.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, because that's even when I'm doing dialogue I haven't done before, sometimes I get impatient and start hammering the button. It's like, oh wait, I actually need to listen to this because I've never heard it before.
And one thing I have noticed is of course it's a Bethesda game, so I'm assuming that they would have similar practices across different games. But in Skyrim, you hear the same voice actor 42 times.
Yeah.
I think I've heard Boone like 30 times in your game. Is that wrong? Is that voice actor all over that game?
I don't pick up Boone as. I mean, there are definitely a very limited number of voice actors. I've never thought about Boone as being one that repeats, but there are definitely a lot of repeats. I think New Vegas more so than maybe any of the others.
Yeah. I started off my morning or early off in the day listening to Boone's story of of how his wife died.
Yeah.
That's an uplifting tale.
Yeah, man, isn't that a bummer? Jeez.
Oh my god.
And that's why I was so knowing all that kind of shit. That's why I was so anxious to go ahead and just kill me some Caesar as fast as possible.
Yeah, and you kept trying to draw it out of him like 4 or 5 episodes earlier. I kept hearing you like, no, maybe this is the time. He goes, no, maybe this is
out with it, damn you.
Say it, man.
Well, it's very similar. It's very similar in 4, where you're trying to get affinity with the companion, and you're not sure. Sans mods where you can actually track the affinity. You're like, okay, now are you ready? Yeah. No, wait, I did something good. Now are you ready? It's the same principle transfers.
It's just like you look at you open up the dialogue option and you look at the relationship. If it's grayed out, that means no, they're still not. They haven't improved a level of liking you. But as soon as it pops up with another white option, if it's not grayed out, if it's white, then okay, now you can ask them about your relationship again, because that indicates, oh, now there's something else to say. So that was funny. Oh, sweet. Oh gosh, guys, we have a lot going on the show. Speaking, I've been gone for a freaking month. I feel like I haven't talked to any of you guys forever. It's been great. I'm really glad to be back and talking to you guys. I wish Kara was here tonight. That's sad to say. Speaking of Kara, do we want to hop into her email or do we want to play that later? I don't even know what it's concerning.
Well, I think she hits on a few of the different things we're going to talk about. We want to. It might make more sense for the listeners if we talk about it. Maybe play her feedback like halfway, because I know she talks a little bit about her Dead is Dead character. I didn't listen to the whole thing yet, but she talks about what she's going to do for Dead is Dead. So maybe we want to kick off with that, because that's going to get started really soon now.
I don't even know how this started. Was this Dennis taunting someone in the group, I assume?
That never happens. No, it couldn't have been that.
Yeah, I don't taunt people.
No. How did this happen?
Doesn't happen.
You remember how we started?
Well, you started it like 8 months ago on the Facebook group, and you remember like months ago you did a Dead is Dead on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And which I think Skyrim did a Dead is Dead a few years ago, right? I think that's where it really started.
I think the genesis of it, Andrew, was that you actually started playing Real Survival.
Yeah,
you had started picking that up, and I said, well, if you're going to play survival, then you got to take it to the next logical step, which is Dead is Dead.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, we started tossing around this idea that we wanted, between the four hosts, Dennis, Kara, Pat, and myself, that we would toss all our hats in the ring and just play a Dead is Dead competition against each other.
Now, one pause here.
Yeah.
Explain Dead is Dead to the listeners, because some people know this as permadeath.
Yeah. Do you want me to explain it, because I don't.
So all it means is one death and your character you're done.
Yeah.
So there's no restarts. There's no now I think if somebody gets like a glitch and has to reload a prayer save or something, I think we're fine with that. But the first time that you actually die, you're done. That the run ends. And a lot of the Twitch streamers that I watch tend to call it permadeath, but it's exactly the same thing. And so like if they're doing a permadeath challenge, they die, they have to start over, or they quit the challenge. It depends on the streamer. So that's really conceptually it's really simple. We're going to play till we die, and whichever the four of us gets the furthest along in terms of level, however you want to get there. Whatever you want to do to get there.
That's the kicker.
And we're going to do it all. We're going to do it all live on the ASA Podcasting Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ASAPodcasting. And we're going to start really soon, maybe even tonight, or certainly over the weekend. We're going to get going and see who is the Dead is Dead champion among the four of us. I mean, this is kind of like the World Series in baseball, where like you play in the United States. It's like the four of us. It's like this is bragging rights for the show. We have no pretensions that we're claiming any sort of world championship here.
But
well, maybe Pat's not, but
Ray's
his choice.
Ray's already staked out level 9 in the. He's already gotten to level 9. Man, that's better than I've ever done. So.
Wow. So, Pat, you were just saying that by any means, right? The two rules are vanilla. Well, it's 3 rules, right? It's this first round, we're going vanilla. You start twitching as soon as you leave Sanctuary for the first time. Yep.
And anything you want to do, you got to do it live on stream. So if you want to spend, 42 hours scrapping and building in Sanctuary, that is your business. If you're going to subject those hands to that, then that is your business. Andrew.
Oh, yeah, well.
All right, let's go on record. I did not fire the first shot across the bow. Thank you very much.
So I decided I would take that off your plate. All right, we just got to get it out there. I think we're all going to have to do a little bit of scrapping and building. It's the nature of the game.
I don't know why you're giving me a hard time. You call it scraptuary.
That's the ASMR effect of scrapping Sanctuary.
That's hilarious. So no, I've actually got us also involved in another competition after we declare a winner between ourselves. There's some other punk show who's stepping to us, who thinks that they can go toe to toe, who thinks that they have the balls to come into our neighborhood and pop our basketball with a stick. and I'm just going to say, screw you, Shalene. And Vendertron Shalene at Katie Radio. The competition is on, okay? After we get done with our Dead is Dead competition, we're coming after you guys. We don't know how the scoring is going to work quite yet because there's only 2 you and 4 of us. Maybe we'll take everyone's score and average them together or something. But after we're done here, we'll start another one immediately. And you guys, it's on. So I don't know, Pat. Do you have any hateful words for those sons of guns over there?
I love those guys. I can't talk smack to those guys. They're the best.
They're challenging us to Dead is Dead. They think that they're hot stuff.
Why don't you keep your green link hat on and stay home?
That's good trash talk, Dennis. Yeah, go take Epona. What's her name? Is that the horse's name? Epona something. Take your horse.
Go blow on your Orcana of Time.
Yeah, your pan flute of mysticism. Go.
I'll tell you what. If anything, we need to work on a trash talk before the next day.
Fucking terrible.
Nothing is more ridiculous than nerd trash talk. Okay, we just need to get that out there right now. You don't need to write in, listeners. We know this is ridiculous.
We have great trash talk. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay, so after we do our host competition, we'll start another Dead is Dead competition. We're between Katie Radio and ourselves. We're gonna have a fun little back and forth. So I thought that'd be cool. And also, we want our listeners to get involved with this as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make sure that you post your streams onto our Facebook group and our Twitter feed. Tag us on Twitter and stuff like that if you're doing it. And reminder, our Twitch stream is what? Twitch.tv/ASAPodcasting. Okay. Yeah. Well, so look for posts on that. We'll be posting starting probably tonight. I'm drinking a cup of coffee here. I'm feeling pretty juiced, so I might be able to give it a go this evening. But as Pat was reminding us, as he was doing a practice run the other night, you don't want to get too sleepy at the end there because what got you?
The suicider mole rat at Olivia. Ooh, I hate that thing.
Suicider mole rat. Actually, that's a great kicking off spot for another interesting conversation. What is up with that garage? You said you found it once.
Yeah. So the source of the suicider mole rats. Yeah. There's it's somewhere north of the river. Can't remember if it's in Cambridge or over. I can't remember exactly where it is. Pretty sure it's north of the river. I think east of like Cambridge and the Institute and all that. It's just a random parking garage, and I don't think it's in any way marked other than garage. Yeah, a lot of those garages you can't even go in, but this is one you can go in. You go in, and it's all kind of collapsed. There's a lot of dirt and stuff, and you all of a sudden start running into mole rats and multiple suicider mole rats. As you explore it and you eventually get through it, you eventually find like some dead like crazy person who's got like mole rat corpses and frag mines. And this is I don't think you ever find out why the person is doing this, but this is clearly the source of the suicider mole rats. This person's been strapping frag mines to mole rats and letting them loose in the Commonwealth.
Frag mines, that's crazy.
Yeah. So so that and I think what happened is I was sleepy and wasn't paying attention and wound up kind of straight. I think if you come into Olivia from the west side, I don't think you get the suicider. But I sort of strayed too far. I went east, and that sort of triggered the area where that suicider can come in. And at level 4, you just can't take a frag mine in the face. That's just that's not healthy.
It's so interesting that the game is programmed that from depending on which direction you enter an area.
And that may not be absolute, but my experience, I have never gotten into it when I come from the west, like where that suit of power armor is. If you go from that power armor west, toward get USAF Olivia from the west, I've never encountered it. When I kind of stray over to the east side of Olivia, I get it as often as not.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle's in the chat.
Oh, hey Michelle, what's up? Hey, we need to discuss some more Dead is Dead stuff just because I need to go over a lot of the ins and outs and rules and finer points that I still don't understand. And I'm going to open the door to Dennis to be extra helpful and give me lots of extra hints because I know he loves it when people just hand over, information freely and just in the midst of conversation. Right, Dennis? You love it when people do that?
I think Dennis may have had to step away for twin duty.
Okay, that's fine. But Dennis was giving me shit, right? About how Pat was being too helpful. Come on, guys. I played like 10 minutes of survival mode. You guys have been playing survival mode for a year and a half. So
I have no problem. Information that's like freely available on the internet. Why should we try to hide it? Yeah.
I think he's trying to make me go look it up though. Which, come on, it's more fun to have conversations, right?
Yeah.
So Pat, Dead is Dead. If you're given like a 20-second like pitch, what is the difference between Dead is Dead and vanilla?
Yeah, well, you just got to be extra careful, right? You know, you like.
I'm at survival mode, not Dead is Dead. Sorry.
But it's survival and vanilla. Okay. So yeah, sure. Yeah. So
I'm sorry, I asked the wrong question.
Yeah. So survival mode, remember, is a bunch of mechanics change. So if you're, like, let's say you're on PC, you can't use the console anymore. You cannot save or quick save or auto save. You only save when you sleep in a bed or a bedroll or a dirty mattress or whatever the hell. That's the only way you save your game. You can also do an exit save, which is when you quit all the way to the game desktop or quit the game entirely. It'll do an exit save. And an exit save, once you load the exit save, it automatically deletes itself. I do not personally trust the exit save. I've had a lot of trouble with exit saves being buggy or crashing on load. Yeah. I have not had trouble with bed saves, but I've had a lot of trouble with exit saves. So that mechanic is really different.
Which is interesting because they introduced exit saves as a way to alleviate problems from crashes.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the theory is the exit save. That way, if you're, because real life happens, right? You may have an hour to game and you're 55 minutes in and like, shit, I'm 20 minutes away from a bed. You need to quit your game, or, the kid needs attention, or you got to go to work or whatever. So in theory, if exit saves weren't buggy, then, that'd be a nice feature for the gamer, but I just don't trust them. Because I've had a lot of trouble with them.
I was playing survival mode last week, Pat, and you always said that you would just leave your game on forever. A cloud lifted, an epiphany hit me. I was like, oh, it's because he fucking plays survival mode, and he can't say. And I was just like, wow, that's what I'm going to do right here. As long as the power doesn't go out, or my Xbox doesn't get, or the game doesn't get ejected, I can just hit pause. I don't need to save the game.
Well, no, I don't do it for that reason. I do it because I'm impatient. Because I'll go to I'll go to a bed and save, and then just like turn my TV off and leave the Xbox on the pause screen.
Oh, okay.
It's just because I'm impatient. I don't want to wait for the Xbox to start up.
I just thought that you didn't want to. I just thought that. So it's because you weren't near a bed or something. You know what I mean? Like you just were leaving
you could do it that way. You could do it.
What I started doing, and it's just as good as a freaking save because the exit save erases itself anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Which to me defeats the whole purpose of the mechanic. What you're doing is you're punishing the player themselves. It has nothing to do with the game.
Yeah.
Which is why I've never had a problem, using a mod that lets me save in survival like that. Because if you're going to game around it and use the exit save or do any of that, then you're technically defeating the whole purpose of why they introduced the mechanic to begin with. Well, if the mechanic is flawed, why are we trying to find a way to work around it or play vanilla or do anything like that? Yeah. I mean, to me, it seems rather silly, but what are you going to do?
Well, I think survival, if people want to go back and read Bethesda's press about it, I think Pete Hines had some interviews, or maybe it's Todd or whoever, just some interviews about what it was like. And it really is nerve-wracking. And if you've got the time to set aside a really kind of leisurely, feel the stress of survival mode playthrough, it's a lot of fun. But no matter how much you love the game, like you sometimes just don't have time for that. So there's ways around it. So there's a Gopher did a little quick mod, no sleep till bedtime, which is all it does is let you do an autosave. It will enable autosave, entering and exiting a building, indoors, outdoors, and will let you do a quick save. And so, and there's many other mods do other things as well. But the Gopher's mod is just a basic, hey, look, this is hard for some people who have real life and they maybe have 20 minutes to game and you don't want to spend 15 of that looking for a fucking bed. So there's a lot of ways around it with very stable mods that work. So Andrew, kind of get back to your original question. The other thing that happens, of course, in survival is you have to tend to your character's needs. You have to eat.
Yes.
You have to drink.
Yes.
You have to sleep.
Yes.
You have to be careful that you don't get sick.
Okay.
If you take Radaway or Radex, it impairs your immunity, so you're more likely to get sick.
I'd like to talk about all of these things too. And so when you eat, Pat, I don't know if we want to get into everyone's like strategies or if we want to let those play out on the video stream. You know what I mean? Like, because I want to ask you about your eating habits and stuff. You know what I mean?
So
to do that.
For me, it's kind of the rads thing, Andrew.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
When Shalene and I have both given you crap for heal your rads.
Yeah.
You get a sleepy icon, a hungry icon, and a thirsty icon. And for me, because you start losing special points with the very first level of hunger or thirst, I tend to it immediately just because I don't want to lose any special points.
Well,
I disagree.
And I was not in survival mode, so it didn't bother me. But okay, Dennis, you disagree. Why?
I disagree from the point that the only one that, depending upon your build, when you start losing when you're dehydrated, you start losing intelligence. Now, if you have a idiot savant style build, you can afford to lose points of intelligence. Now, there's some debate on whether if you go into negative intelligence, say you have a 1 and you've got idiot savant, if you go into negative intelligence, whether idiot savant will still proc. But
really?
if you have average or especially high intelligence, you don't want to lose your XP bonus from being dehydrated. So usually water I'll always drink right away. But with food is more of a strength and endurance thing. And I think most builds, you can, unless you're heavy, melee. I mean, and especially if you're not playing Dead is Dead, if you're just playing normal survival, I think that one of the real big myths about survival is you have to tend to everything immediately. You have to be totally paranoid about everything that's happening. I think you tend to things that are immediate problems. If you have diseases that are doing immediate damage, stuff like that, those are things that you really need to be concerned about. Others you can judge. If you're walking from Sanctuary to Diamond City and you know that you're going to be avoiding, enemies, or you're not going to be in really tough fights, why are you? If you've got the food to burn, fine. But if you're trying to manage weight or do something, you don't need to worry about, losing a point of strength and endurance if you're walking from one location to another and you're not going to be in a fight. It's more about managing what's realistically right in front of you.
I hear that.
But on the same time, like for the food though, you've got you have to carry food with you. You've got mole rats or rad roach or whatever. Why would you not just eat? And then why would you not just eat and get in that way? You don't have a strength penalty. You don't have to worry that you're going to be able to carry less junk or sprint. So why would you not just? I mean, you can let your you can let your food penalties build up. But why would you bother? Just eat. That's all you have to do.
Well, no, absolutely, Pat. I mean, but you're talking about in a perfect world if you've just got the food on you. But if you're talking about, if you've got, say wild, mute fruit or something that's like a 0.1 weight, and you've got plenty of that, of course, chug it down. And if you want to accept, the other thing you might have to worry about is rad damage. Do you want to take a rad away that's going to give you, more susceptibility to disease?
Yeah, rad away is different. I mean, I think the decision around rad away and antibiotics and Radex is different from the decision around purified water and food. If you've got food that you have cooked and does not have rads, and you've got purified water, to me, there is absolutely no reason not to just immediately clear those icons. And that way you don't have to worry about any penalties for your carry weight, for your endurance, for your sprinting, for your intelligence, or anything else.
Well, again, in a perfect world, that's if you're talking about that, then, the mechanics, there's nothing to worry about in survival anyway, because, hey, I'm always going to have food. I'm always going to have this option. I'm always going to have it with me. But, if you're say you're at a one strength character and 80% of your carry weight is taken over by gear, and then say, another 5% of that is taken over by water because you need to, the penalties for being dehydrated are much more, difficult to deal with than those being, hungry. So, you know, if the mechanic's easy, okay, the mechanic's easy, and you just eat and drink, and there's nothing to worry about. It's not a difficult mode at all. You're just eating and drinking whenever the little icon pops up. But if you're making, you know, certain decisions based upon, say, you're an immersive player and you're, you know, doing certain things with your character and you carry certain things, you know, then the mechanic gets a little bit more difficult to deal with. I'm just saying that, you know, I don't feel that every time that those little icons pop up, you know, if I'm, you know, carrying certain things, that I need to address it immediately if it's a decision that I can handle. Because, you know, if you're walking, say, from point X to point Y, and you're not going to deal with anything, you can be a little bit hungry because, okay, say you're walking, you know, from Sanctuary to Diamond City, nothing's going to happen. Okay, you're going to click on that icon, say you're going to get hungry twice. Well, are you going to waste all your food clicking on that twice, or are you just going to go someplace, you know, say you have a settlement where there's better food that you can eat that will, you know, cause you to lose less, you know, food in that option. It's game management, and, you know, I just don't think that it's dependent upon overreacting all the time.
Well, Pat, I don't know if we should be listening to this guy anyhow. He wears power armor after
Oh man. Oh yeah.
I totally understand both of your guys' points, and that's why it's interesting to talk about that sort of thing. Another question I have is, do you have a rule about what sort of food that you will pick up and take? Like, I don't like to eat the radiated food.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not an option. Sometimes you have to eat the radiated food. Now, do you have I was trying to not eat anything that had a less or more than a 1 to 10 rad to heal HP ratio. You know what I mean? Like, some of them are like, you eat, it's only gives you like 10 HP and it gives you 6 fucking rads per thing. You know, like some of them have terrible ratios.
Well, so for me personally, what I find is there's enough dogs and rad roaches and bloat flies and rad stags that once you start venturing out, you can just start cooking that shit, and you pretty much I don't eat irradiated food at all once I get like maybe level 2 or something. I pick it up and sell it, but I don't eat it at all because I don't find that you need to.
I'm going to pull a Dennis here and say, in a perfect world, Pat, but I was just in my survival.
No, I'm not talking about a perfect world. I'm talking about the like 600 hours of survival that I played.
No,
in my imperfect real life world, I rarely ever have to eat the irradiated food because I can find enough cookable food that is no longer irradiated.
I'm not as much of a resource manager, I guess. Sometimes I have to. I just don't have any baked bloat fly or, you know, some cooked item. I have to eat the radiated food, but I'm just, you know, I try to do that 1 to 10 ratio, but I was just saying some of the food is terrible.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
How many points of strength do you normally use in your characters in survival, Pat? On average,
probably 4 on average.
Yeah.
So that like if I'm playing non-survival, I have no shame about going like to, you know, min-maxing and doing 1 strength. But survival, because it also, we haven't even talked about some of the other things like, you know, damage dealing and damage taking and carry weight and bullets have weight and all that other shit. I find in survival you have to have a little more strength because your carry weight is depressed. And I don't find I can get away with like a 1 or 2 strength. So I have to have, you know, 4 or 5, maybe 3, but usually like 4 or 5 strength.
And are you using Lone Wanderer?
That'll be like maybe my 6th or 7th perk if I live. You know, I mean, if I'm playing non-dead is dead, then absolutely I'll get to Lone Wanderer. If dead is dead, I don't always get there.
So you've got a 4 strength, which is say extra 30 pounds. You're getting 50 up front from Lone Wanderer, so that's an additional 80 pounds. So, you know, you've got a decent carry capacity depending upon what type of armor, what type of weapon you're going to use. And I don't want to I'm trying not to micromanage it. I'm just saying that opens the field. And most cooked food is going to be a half a pound.
Yeah.
So if you're carrying, you know,
it is
10 to 15 pieces of meat, you're talking about anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds of just food. and that's like constant.
Yeah,
so then
I just allow for it. That's just what I do.
Yeah.
Or and the other thing you can do is you can go really advanced and go noodle cups. Noodle cups satisfies thirst and hunger.
Oh wow!
So you start a razor grain farm. The one bad thing is there's no dirty water farm, so you got to pick up bottles. Although you guys know there's no shortage of bottles.
Can you take empty bottles to the river and fill it up?
Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah, you just got it. Just takes longer because you got to do it that way rather than.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. It's clean. A clean water farm is automatic, right? If you make a water purifier in Sanctuary, it just automatically goes and puts purified water in your workbench.
I understand that.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. Yeah.
Drink a Nuka-Cola. Does it give you the bottle and the cap?
No, just the cap.
Really? It doesn't give you an empty bottle?
Yeah, that would be nice in survival if it gave you the bottle, but it does not.
That's too bad.
There's probably a mod for that. I've never checked, but I bet you there's a mod for that.
Let's talk about drugs. I don't do drugs in games.
Well, before you talk, let's do the medical drugs, not the chems. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So stim packs heal you more slowly.
Yes.
Dennis, don't they make you thirsty as well?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So stim packs dehydrate you and they work more slowly, but they're the same mechanic. It's just slower.
I think for every stim pack you take, you actually have to drink 2 purified water to clear out the dehydration.
Yeah, but they otherwise aren't bad for you.
How about if you increase it with a medic perk? Does that have any effect on the ratio of purified waters to?
No,
it'll increase the healing amount, but it won't increase the dehydration level.
Yeah, and the nice thing is eventually if you take the later dots of the medic perk, then it'll work faster. It'll reverse some of that delay. So at higher levels, that's really medic is really good.
Oh, fucking slow and survival.
Although the other thing to remember, Andrew, is and people have one thing about survival mode. You don't use that many stim packs because you just die.
Yeah, you get once or twice and you're down.
Yeah, so like in non-survival, I'm like jamming stim packs in my arm like every 30 seconds. Kush, 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 But in survival mode, it's like, you're dead. You're just reloading a game.
I'm slowly realizing that. Like I was going out into the field with like 8 Radaways and 12 Rad-X's and 32 stim packs.
Two or three of each. Yeah.
I need 1 or 2 of the Radaways and 1 Rad-X and 3 stim packs.
I usually do like in a non-survival mode where they don't have, or I guess they have some, whatever. In non-survival, I might run around with 1,000 stim packs just because I can, right? But in survival mode, I take like 10.
Oh, you actually carry that many with you?
Yeah, just because I'm conservative.
I generally use. This is probably bad by a weight ratio aspect of carry weight, but I generally use purified water to heal myself as well instead of stim packs.
Well, I mean, the basic idea that you want to get used to in survival mode is you want to start pre-healing. If you know you're going to go into a fight and there's going to be 4 or 5 enemies and you're going to get hit, you need to start eating, drinking, doing whatever you want to do to mitigate damage before you go into a fight. You don't want to be halfway through a fight and go, oh shit, I'm getting hurt, I'm going to die. Because you have to, that's one of the good tactical things about the mode is that it's forcing you to realize I'm not just going to run in the middle of 6 people, be able to shoot my way out of it, and if not, I could just stim pack the hell out of myself.
Yeah. So what is a good way to go about that? What are some prep ways before you go into a quick battle? What drugs would you take? What food? How much water? Like, just explain that to me really quick, Dennis. You got 6 gunners sitting in a circle. You need to go dispatch. What are you doing?
Well, if it's something heavyweight like gunners, then you're going to want to, the best food that you have, your rad scorpion steaks, your death claw food, something usually that's not only going to start healing you, but it's going to also buff you through agility or whatever your build is. If you're a strength character, you're going to start eating strength food. If you're an agility character, you're going to start eating that food. One of the big things that Fallout 4 doesn't have that a lot of I've heard a lot about the Skyrim mods do in their kind of survival mode is that if you eat too much in like a Skyrim, survival mod, you'll there's penalties for that. Whereas in Fallout 4, you could eat a Deathclaw steak, Rad Scorpion, Mole Rat. You could sit there and basically have Thanksgiving dinner before you go into a fight, and all of that healing is going to stack on you before you go into a fight.
Yeah,
your fat belly sloshing
that's
around.
right.
Exactly.
Although remember, the other thing about survival is if you are hungry or thirsty, you don't get the buff benefits. You only satisfy your hunger or thirst.
Wait, so what is this?
So if you're
adrenaline effect.
well, hang on. That's a different topic altogether.
Oh, okay.
But if you're like what then it's death claw stakes or agility, I think +1.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're really good. But if you're hungry and you eat a death claw steak, then all you did was satisfy your hunger. You're not going to get the agility boost. So you have to make sure you eat your cheap stuff, your rad roaches, your bloat flies, or your dog meat first, and then eat your buffed up stuff.
You have to wait any time in between, or just as soon as it says.
As soon as it says your what does it say? You're as soon as
you're properly fed.
Yeah. You can then you're good. Yeah.
Juicy boy. That's
right. Yeah. So
Thanksgiving turkey.
That's right. Yeah, you're stuffed like a Thanksgiving red roach. That's right.
Okay, so what else, Dennis? You've got your food, and you said each of these things has a buff to a special skill. So first, Pat says get rid of your hunger first, and then Dennis is saying take your best food, and those are the ones that buff your special abilities. Okay, besides food, are you taking drugs too?
Well, it depends. It depends on the fight. Usually, I don't take.
We're still talking about those gunners. You got 6 gunners on a bridge. You got to get past.
Well, under normal circumstances, because I'm not going to bull rush them unless I'm a melee. If I'm a melee character, yes, I'll drug up immediately and start blitzing in.
With like what, Psycho Jet and stuff like that, or
I use Jet because I don't have good twitch reflex, so I need to slow time. Uh-huh. So I start doing Jet. I'll do Psycho Jet, Psycho buff out.
There's a damage resistant one, not
Med-X.
Med-X. That's the one I always love.
I'll use that, but I more for me personally, a lot of the times I'll end up vendoring most of that because Med-X vendors very well.
Oh man, but that's such a good effect. But again, with Dead is Dead, you take 2 hits, you're down anyway. So is Med-X really all that effective? Is it effective enough to prevent you from taking down in 3 hits? Or
maybe it saves you 1 hit. Yeah. That's why in survival mode. So we didn't talk about it explicitly, but survival mode, is it 1x or 2x or 1.5x? Dennis, I forget the multiplier. There's a specific multiplier that all your damage you deal and all the damage you take is multiplied by either 1.5 or 2x. And actually, some of the survival mods actually let you change that ratio.
Okay.
Most of the survival mods make it higher, actually.
Oh, good lord.
Or some let it be user set. There's one survival cheat mod that lets you pick it from 0.5 up to 5 or whatever. It's a wide range. So that means you're dealing more damage to the bad guys are dealing more damage to you, and so that's we're talking about perks. I always focus on the perks.
So Med-X,
in all honesty, the theory behind it is that in normal mode you've gone from enemies being super tanky to now everyone is a glass cannon. Whoever's going to get the first shot off and who's going to deal their damage first is going to be the winner. So that's what you always want to be doing. You want to be sure that you're the one that's dealing the damage up front all the time, and you have to avoid getting hit as best you can.
Yeah.
So where do I find that? Oh, not chameleon. What's that piece of armor called that makes you invisible if you're not moving?
It's chameleon.
Is that chameleon? Where do you get that? I need that now.
That's expensive as hell.
Is the chameleon armor still bugged, Pat, to where you can't see your Pip-Boy when it's?
I think it is. Yeah.
I have it in my level 25 survival character, and every time you duck and open your Pip-Boy, it's like either blurry or faded white.
Yeah.
Visible.
And there's mods that claim to fix it, and sometimes the mods don't fix it. Sometimes the mods make it worse.
I think it makes perfect fucking sense. If you disappear, you're not going to be able to see your fucking hands.
Oh, don't bring logic to this. This is a gaming discussion. Come on, screw that.
Well, the problem is historically when in Fallout 3 and I believe in New Vegas, Pat, you can correct me, when you use something like a stealth boy, it gave you a stealth field, but the stealth field was for outside of you. You still had command and not yourself. Now, what's that worth? Is that more realistic, less realistic? I don't know. But in canon, you were able to see your Pip-Boy. I want to be able to see my fucking Pip-Boy like I was in the previous other games.
I just thought it was funny the first time I noticed it. I've gotten used to it now, but that piece of armor is super useful. I really like it.
Is it Bunker Hill? There's a fixed one you can buy somewhere, I thought.
I found it. It was a legendary.
I've gotten in legendary drops. Although my favorite armor is the 10% running speed. I really like that one because that one stacks.
Yeah, that would be fun on an agility. And there's no cap to your special attributes, right? If you just keep doing things, you can get level 14, 15.
Yep.
The other effect that I really like that is good just for on 2 random leg pieces is the effect where I can't remember what it's called, but where you can jump. It's like jumping in power armor, where you can jump and not take any damage.
Acrobat.
Acrobat. Situationally, that is very, very useful. It's one of those things I didn't really understand the value to, the Aqua Boy or Aqua Girl. It took me a long time to really see the value of that, and I didn't see the value of it until I was in survival. And I'm like, wow, this skill is just so incredibly useful.
Yeah, I actually cashed that one in. I've never used it before, but I was looking through the list of survival mode perks that I thought would best keep me alive, and Pat, you were talking about a min-max character earlier, and I think that's probably what you would describe my character as, but I'm building myself to flee. You know what I mean?
So high agility.
High agility.
You need pretty high endurance too if you want to be a good runner.
I've got 10 endurance and 9 agility, so I'm ready to run.
No, but see that's very smart, Andrew. That's one of the whole purposes of the mode is the fact that you have to be tactical and know, okay, it's time to leave now. It's time to back off and move away. Whereas opposed, I'm guilty of it too, where I'll get bullheaded and be like, all right, screw you. I know I've got 2 health, but I'm going to start unloading, grenades and Molotov cocktails. And if I die, oh well.
You're me, brother. Yeah. Probably me, but hopefully you.
Yeah, exactly. Flip a coin. Who's going to die? I hope it's going to be fucking you.
Yeah. Exactly. That's great. I'm really excited to get into this. Is there anything else in survival mode we need to go over?
Well, we didn't hit on Rad-X Radaway and antibiotics.
Okay. Oh God, antibiotics.
Yeah. So Rad-X Radaway, they work the same as they do in the regular game, except that they depress your immunity, meaning that you are more likely to pick up an infection from a bloat fly attack or a dog bite or sleeping in a dirty bed or eating shitty food or whatever. And so it's a vicious cycle because you get depressed immunity. So you have to take antibiotics, and the antibiotics make it's really ugly. And the antibiotics one shot of antibiotics will cure whatever diseases you have, but antibiotics are not super common early in game.
Sucks.
Yeah. So Michelle was asking about this in the chat, and I told him my current test character, I actually wound up with 4 antibiotics after scrapping Sanctuary, but other times I've had 0.
Yeah, geez.
And I hate not having an antibiotic because Dennis mentioned it. If you get the periodic damage infection, you can that one will just outright kill you if you can't get to a doctor or find antibiotics fast enough. The other ones are annoying and they can be problematic, but they won't just outright kill you like the periodic damage one will.
Yeah, that I actually have an infection right now. I haven't left Sanctuary yet with my character, and I already got a bloat fly. I saw the larva.
I hate those things. Larva right in the face. Yeah.
Oh God, that's terrible.
And see, the smart thing to do is to let Codsworth help you with those. Right, but I'm not smart because I'm impatient because Codsworth's too slow and he annoys me.
I haven't actually spoken to him yet. He's still sitting in front of the house.
That's what I do. I save him until the very last minute because I always want to do the speech check with him just to get those XP. But I hate talking to Codsworth. He's boring.
Oh, I love Codsworth. You guys were talking about Lone Wanderer earlier. I just want to point out I read in the wiki, which this wouldn't make sense to me, but you can actually take dog meat with you and still get the Lone Wanderer as you're going out alone perk, which I thought was very strange because it's supposed to be you're going out alone, but dog meat can still go with you. So he has another few. In survival mode, he has almost no carry weight. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
How much carry weight to take away.
You give him like a couple food items and a couple guns, and that's it.
Yeah, he can mule a little bit for you,
Yeah.
but I know you sneaky guys don't like to take extras around with you, but I'm going as a sort of a sneaky build here. So yeah, antibiotics. You see, first level of chemist if you want to build them, if you want to make them at a chemistry station, right? And you got the little.
That's a lot of points in intelligence too. Chemist is like what, intelligence 7, I think.
Yeah, so that totally negates your idiot savant chance.
That's right. Well, the idiot savant mechanically is worth it up to like intelligence 12, but it definitely hurts.
Yeah. It just depends on whether you want to waste a point for a super low chance on the proc is all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing, anything other than Dead is Dead, it's worth throwing a point in there just because you're going to have extra points to play with. But in what we're doing, I wouldn't try it.
You're not going to go up for what, for chemist or for idiot savant?
I wouldn't have a high intelligence and then waste a. Because what Pat's saying is that even the flow chart on it is that even if at like a 9 or something intelligence, it's still statistically worth it to take idiot savant because of the opportunity of getting a proc on a quest turn in or something like that. Just the extra bonus. But at this point, if in Dead is Dead, what we're doing, every perk point is so valuable.
Yeah.
That, maybe if you can get to level like 30, okay, give it a whirl, but I wouldn't try it now.
Yeah.
So Dennis, you've been doing practice runs. Do you have your first 10 perks? Do you have mapped out what you're doing?
I haven't gotten as far as 10. I have like the first like 4 or 5 mapped out.
Okay. Are you willing to reveal that, or is that going to be on the show?
No, I would go Idiot Savant, Lone Wanderer.
Off Idiot Savant, your first perk you take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely take it first if you're going to use it at all, because you want to have it. You want to have the maximum opportunity.
Well, I did that, guys. So you can congratulate me for being smart. Thank you.
Andrew gets a gold star.
Okay, number 2, Dennis. I'm checking your guys' against mine.
So Idiot Savant, Lone Wanderer, Scrapper.
Interesting.
Or not, Scrounger.
Scrounger, yeah.
Sorry.
That on the luck tree, right?
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
Scrounger, Locksmith, the first rank of Locksmith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's 3 advanced safes in Sanctuary and Conquered. And I definitely agree with Dennis on that. It's worth taking just to make sure you get those safes.
What's in those safes that I'm missing?
It's just good stuff. It's the one in the bunker in Sanctuary, the one in the workhouse in Conquered, and one in the speakeasy in Conquered are all advanced.
And then there's the gate. There's one that's back in Sanctuary. It's just it's more opportunities for you to get your idiot savant to proc.
Yep,
that's what you're really trying to get done.
Plus stuff to vendor. You're gonna get stuff you can use or vendor out of those because they're decent.
I'm also banking on the Scrounger perk as I'm trying to get as much ammo as I can.
Yeah.
Okay, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So. So I Dennis, I put Lone Wanderer a little bit later, but and Scrounger I go back and forth on, but I generally agree. The one I would do that I would add into my first 3 or 4 would be Gunslinger to up my pistol damage. Just that whole idea of like you want to do more outbound damage as fast as possible.
Well, the difference in that, Pat, is the fact that I'm going to be I'm rolling a 1 strength, so I need the extra carry capacity.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not worried about any of the offensive perks because in the beginning, as you'll see, I'll be wearing power armor, so I don't need to be as offensive because I'm going to be able to take a little bit more damage than you probably will be able to.
Yeah.
I was reading about power armor today. I just found out power armor is even more effective than a radiation suit.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Yeah. And there's 2 power armors you can get. You can go to Conquered and get you can get Preston's power armor without ever talking to fucking Preston. You can go up the outside of the church, jump on the Bird and go get it that way.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know. Cool.
Yeah. Or you can go get the one, and that's a complete set. That's damage, but it's complete.
Spark. Will that cause the Deathclaw to come out?
Nope. You got to talk to Preston and Mama Murphy to get the Deathclaw to come out.
With the power core in the basement, you have to go in.
No, but there's 4 fusion cores you can get. There's 3.
Power core. I'm a dummy. Fusion core. Sorry.
There's 3 at the junkyard, the robotics disposal yard. and 1 in Red Rocket. So there's 4 fusion cores you can get without ever talking to Preston.
Red Rocket in the cave, right?
Yeah.
There's 3 at the junkyard?
Yeah, robotics disposal junkyard. Yeah, robotics disposal, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah. Sentry.
Are they all spread around?
You have to blow up the Sentry bot.
Oh God!
I think you only get 2 from that.
No, you get 2 from that, but there's 1 in a chest also.
I can't fight a Sentry bot at level 2.
He has a self-destruct feature. You go there, you let him kill the mole rats, and then you blow him up. You take the mole rat meat, you take all of his shit, you take the fat man. There's a fat man there.
Wait, how do you initiate his self-destruct thing?
With the tape that you find in the little hut.
Interesting.
You don't even need lockpick. You just walk right in.
Cool. I'll have to see if I can play around.
So it's right on the way to Olivia. So, or you can make a special trip.
I'm gonna go over there with my fucking Dead is Dead character, screw it up, and die, guys.
Now, along the way, you have to be careful.
If you watch one of Pat's early practice streams, you can see him do that very thing.
That's right. Yeah. Stay away from the door. Although I still think it was Dog Meat's fault somehow.
Don't blame the dog.
But you can. Along the way, you can encounter 3 random dogs, so careful there. There's a scavenger who is good to kill and take her shit, but you have to sneak up on her. If you get the drop on her, you can take her. But
attack dog over there, right? Or no, that's
a little further north.
Yeah,
that's more close to the edge of the map. But stay away from that. There's like a raider with I think 2 attack dogs. Yeah, stay away from him.
No one's going to need to watch my stream because Pat's got it all figured out already.
Yeah, it does. So, Pat, what are your first few levels of perks you're taking? You said
so it's Idiot Savant 2 for sure, and then it kind of depends on where I am. I might do Locksmith or I might do Gunslinger. So those are going to be the next 2. Then after that, so I sometimes will do Scrounger. What else? I'm trying to think what else is I don't do Lone Wanderer. I definitely like a lot, but I don't take it quite as early as Dennis was talking about. What was the other one? Sometimes I'll take a Sneak. It kind of depends on what sort of where I am when I get the level. Sometimes I'll take a Sneak, and I guess that's like my first 5. Sneak, Gunslinger, Idiot Savant, Locksmith. Sometimes Scrounger. It's a little bit dependent, and some of it, like I've been playing around with different builds. Just do I want to? Yeah, I actually have been playing around a little bit with one that doesn't use high charisma, where I don't spend the points to get local leader.
Yeah, and
just say screw it because I'm not going to live long enough to set up enough supply lines for it to matter, and that gives you a lot of points back right there.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Now, then if you do that, of course, then you wind up having to either kill Wolfgang or Trudy at Drumlin Diner. You need I don't know exactly what number you need, but 6 is definitely enough because you can always find a 2 charisma clothing item, and if you have 8 charisma, you can get Wolfgang and Trudy to kiss and make up and get them both there.
I'm pretty sure that this boy, even with a 10 charisma, is going to put a shotgun blast in Wolfgang's head. Sorry about that.
I'm so worried about the relationship over there. Dennis and I are like, fucking kill them both. Who cares?
Hey, but Wolfgang spawns. That becomes a raider spawn point if you kill Wolfgang. You have to be careful with that.
Why aren't the raiders searching for a lost ark? Why are they these fucking lame assholes fucking stealing caravan stuff? Why aren't they doing
Wolfgang is their hookup, man. You killed their hookup. You killed their hookup. They're coming after you.
It's a museum. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so those are interesting builds. Would you like to hear my map?
Yeah, exactly. Well, everyone's waited.
Give it up, man. Give it up.
All right, I had to go to 2 in Perception so I could get Rifleman, and I'm going to do 2 times in that. I followed Dennis's lead on his hint on Aqua Girl, and I thought about that, so we got to do that. I'm starting out with a 10 Endurance.
Whoa.
That the Aqua Girl lets you breathe underwater, no rad damage. It's your total health is affected by endurance. So I thought that was an important thing, more hit points, but I could be wrong because you get shot twice, you're dead anyway. It also affects your action points drained from sprint, which I thought would be really good for running away.
Yeah, if you're doing a Sir Robin character, you may want that.
Yeah. So my Agility is also really high at 8, and I also use the special book to make it 9. That's your total number of shots that you get in VATS. And I'm going to be heavy in VATS because I'm a terrible shot live. So I would want as many possible shots as I can get in VATS. So I'm going high agility as I can. And since you want to hit before you are hit, I'm doing a lot of investment into sneak. So I've got 3 into sneak already.
Wow. What level are you?
Guys, I am leaving Sanctuary at level 12.
Whoa.
So bring it the fuck on.
I haven't hit level 2 yet.
Yeah. That's why you scrap the fuck out of Sanctuary, Dennis. You're giving me a hard time. That's why you scrap, because you leave Sanctuary with fucking 3 sneak, with Ninja at 2.5 times damage on your sneak.
I don't have the patience for that.
I've got a Rifleman on with 40% damage already.
It's not really. If you have do you have Idiot Savant?
Yes,
Andrew. Yeah, if you have Idiot Savant, and you sit there and make wood posts, if you just there's like wood posts, if you click on that, just spam click it over and over again, and you keep waiting for Idiot Savant perk, you could leave. I've done that before, and I've left Sanctuary as high as level 14. If you've got the patience to
I did it with rubber mats. I did it with picture frames. Yeah,
paintings. Yeah,
paintings.
You can do it with metal signs. That's the other thing you can do it with.
That stack nicely. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's exactly what I did, Dennis. So I'm excited.
I mean, if you can live with the high arching eyebrow of shame that Pat's going to give you, you can do that.
I've done it myself, but I've been there, done that, so I'm not going to do it this time. But yeah, that's fine. Whatever people want to do.
The challenge was to see who can get the highest level. Well, I've already beat Ray. Fuck you, Ray. I'm higher than you. All right? Bring it on. I ain't scared of you, Ray.
Alienating listeners one at a time.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. Ray, we love you. We hope you challenge us some more when we do this again. So no, yeah, Aqua Girl. I've got 3 in sneak. I've got Ninja. So hopefully I'm sneaking around and hitting people before I'm getting hit. I've got my pipe pistol already adjusted into a short rifle, rounder times 2 to find more ammunition. So that's basically what I'm going in as. And oh man, I hope that's not an idiotic build. Like, I'm probably going to get shot once and be fucking down.
Well, I mean, the thing to be aware of is you're going to be going out there. Your armor is going to be vault suit, maybe a piece of leather or something, and you're going to be going up against level 12, 13 enemies, because as soon as you go out there, they're going to and with the whole survival mechanic, maybe that's an okay trade-off, but you're going to be getting like the next level of raider, and
you're right. I'm already going to be against, you're right. Whatever
glowing rad roaches and blah 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 and everything. Rather than just
I wouldn't worry about raiders or rad roaches. Two big things, especially if you haven't got good twitch and they're hitting hard. Start fighting ghouls and bloat flies
and dogs. No shit with the dogs, man. Three of those dogs come out and try to bite your head off.
Dogs, they fucking chase you down.
And the dogs will level fat like that. That's what got me. Not the one before the mole rat was a legendary. My first legendary was a legendary dog, and it bit my head off because they come in packs of 3 and they're fast. So dogs, you really watch out for the dogs because they will get you.
I'm going to be sneaking and running. That's where we're going in.
Yeah.
So, a broadcast schedule. We're going to be loosely. Each of us is going to have a night of the week, and we're going to be doing it for at least a half an hour, not more than an hour. I was going to say at least once a week, only once a week, but Pat said you don't mind doing it more than once a week.
I don't know that we have to do an hour limit. I think people can do whatever they got time to do.
Okay. I mean, I was just looking for Twitch video.
Twitch will do a 4-hour stream. It doesn't matter. Twitch will still record it. There's plenty of Twitch streamers who go 4 or 6 hours. It'll record it, no problem.
Man, I wish I had their jobs.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to hold me back here because Pat is religious. If you listen to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas, Pat is religious. at 28 minutes, he starts getting a little shaky. He's like, all right, stream's getting a little long. Now he's like, oh, go ahead. We'll just do Dead is Dead for like 6-7 hours. Go right ahead.
Hey, I did 2 hours on my not my most recent. The last one I twitched, I think was like a minute, was like an hour 48 or something.
I thought you were going to say your last Let's Play was 2 hours long.
No. My last Let's Play was like 28 minutes or something because it was a short one.
I wouldn't expect anything.
Episode 50, man. That's the maxi version.
5-0, nice.
Yeah. So no, I think I think we should all do half an hour once a week. But if you got more time, go for it. I mean, whatever people have time to do.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm gonna do weekends. Either Saturday or Sunday kind of. And like for me, like I'll have. Often I don't have little kids like you guys do, so it's easy for me to take a chunk of time on the weekend and sit down and hammer through some twitching and probably die. I'll probably do it like 2 hours and die, and I'll be done. Then I'll be relieved of the burden and I can go back to New Vegas.
I'll be trying to do Thursday nights immediately after posting the podcast. I will try to go to Twitch and start playing. But if I'm too tired, because that'll put it at well after midnight, 1 a.m. I'll try to do it during my son's nap on Friday afternoons. I can usually get a good, at least half an hour or sometimes hour on a good day to game for a little bit. So I'll try to do it on Thursday night or Friday afternoon. Dennis, I forget, you were on like Tuesday, right?
I'm going to probably do Monday or Tuesday, but if I don't have a time limit, I might just start Monday at like 9 Eastern and go till Tuesday at midnight.
Go for it.
That's mighty ballsy of you. Are we not trying to drag this out at all for a little content, guys? Or are we just trying to burn through this project?
I think whatever pace people want to do. I mean,
I want to burn through it. I want to burn through it so I can get off of Mr. Vanilla here.
Oh, that's right. You want to mod it up. Yeah, so we're assuming that we're going to be doing this in waves. We'll be doing this over and over again.
Yeah. We'll add some mods in. We'll go. I forget Kara's night of the week. So maybe Andrew, I don't know if you want to drop in Kara's. Kara's going to she's got kind of a bold move on hers. Maybe we should let her announce it herself.
Okay, cool. Let's check in with Kara.
Okie pokey, guys. All right, so I can't be here tonight. And it really sucks. But I know we're going to talk about, number 1, 69. Nice. And number 2, we're going to talk about Dead is Dead. We've decided to do a stupid challenge because we like pain and torture. And I'm very excited about trying my hand at survival again. So I went ahead and I rolled myself a random character.
Oh, my God.
I just went with the name Nora. She doesn't look like Nora, but whatever. She's obviously a female. Her follower is supposed to be dog meat. Her settlement Covenant, and her romance Dance.
Why is she doing this?
Faction Raiders in parentheses disciples. I don't think we're probably going to stick to these things, but I did stick to the special. She started out with 3 strength, 4 perception, 6 endurance, charisma 4, intelligence 4, agility 2, and luck 5. So I'm very interested to follow that and see where that leads me. I like my chances. The perception thing and endurance are pretty important in survival mode. Not so much with the agility. That's kind of sad, but yay for 5 luck. And then for perks, looks like I've got big leagues, but I rarely do melee weapons. So we'll see how that works out. Rifleman, love it. Love using rifles. Now I just got to find one. Toughness, so that's going to be really nice. And she's already leveled up once, so I went ahead and just put that into the toughness perk because I'm going to need it, guys. Then Lone Wanderer, so that's going to be nice with the less damage and carry weight increase. And then Gun Nut, again, going to be very helpful. Of course, there are other perks that I would like to lean towards, but I'm sticking to this rando thing. And then Mr. Sandman, which is always kind of nice and sadistic. And then Scrounger for ammunition, so that's good. I can sell some stuff and keep
Those are
the
ones
rest
we're aiming for,
and hopefully have that, necessary kind of thing on me, but not weighing me down. And then the companion perk is supposed to be Hunter's Wisdom. So we'll see about that. I think you can probably tell, but I'm kind of recording this on the go. So I apologize about the quality. I know I'm probably taking a lot of breaths, using a lot of ums, uhs, and you knows, but this is the best I can do for these episodes. I wish I was there. I will be there next recording session. And I wanted to just go ahead and give a shout out to you guys doing your Let's Plays and thinking up this challenge, so on and so forth. I hope everyone's doing well. And I also want to make a few quick plugs. Anyone who hasn't checked out KD Radio really needs to do that. And Westfault Radio is, of course, doing wonderful things, so keep your eye on them, or I should say your ear. And I will be back with you guys in the next recording session.
Nice.
Bye.
Awesome. Bye-bye, Kara.
Yay.
Thanks for checking.
Thanks, Kara.
It sounded like we were getting a holotape from Kara being in the war. It was nice, but it was like depressing. Like she's so far away.
Hello, Kara from the war.
Actually, she should give Marcus a big hug because that rando roll it's not perfect, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, she actually some of her assigned perks were ones that you guys were bringing up, like the Lone Wanderer and Scrounger, and she got a level 5 in luck, which means she can take the Idiot Savant perk. You know, she has a half decent base for a survival character from the random roll, which is awesome. That's kind of fun.
And that's so brave to do a random roll too. Yeah.
Well, who knows? I don't know shit about this. This could be the worst build ever. Like maybe you're supposed to do all strength and Lone Wanderer and any,
Well, exactly. I mean, we can sit here and talk about how smart we all are, but until we put our money where our mouth is and actually get up there and stream and not die day one,
Did that guy who completed the game without dying? That wasn't on survival mode, was it?
Oh yeah.
Holy
The one Twitch streamer T Ronix, he's completed the game without taking a hit. He did not take one hit.
It doesn't matter.
He did the entire main quest line.
Impressive.
Yeah, but he did do it on survival. Yeah, that's a he's got it on YouTube. It's about maybe 12 hours or so. It is worthwhile to watch. I had he's
You've watched someone play 12 hours straight?
Oh, I've watched way more than that. I watched Weirdest Builds do a New Vegas playthrough. Every companion, every DLC. I think it was like 130.
Wow.
Episodes. That was before 4 came out, and I was really jonesing for some Fallout content.
Yeah.
So I watched that.
Yeah, Gopher's Fallout 3. I mean, he's done several. He's done New Vegas. I think his New Vegas is even longer than his 3, but his 3 is very, very bulky. I'd say it's 50, 60 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad they can get some nice beefy content out of it.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's and the Fallout, first game Fallout stream I found was, I think, 28 videos. I think they're all less than an hour, so it's probably maybe 20 hours or something. That one, I don't know if I can watch it though. It's so boring. It's so slow. Oh my.
Yeah, just the game itself is.
Yeah. I mean, the streamer's doing fine with it, but it is really slow.
I find you can watch just about anything or listen to just about anyone as long as the person is fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, who cares about the content as long as the person delivering it does it in an entertaining manner? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. So we have a couple of other things besides Dead is Dead competition going on. We've got our Dead is Dead amongst us, and then our champion will, we'll average our scores and go up against KD Radio for Dead is Dead. So that'll be fun. We also have another game that we're calling Capture the Flag. Pat, would you like to tell us a little bit about this idea?
Yeah, so maybe the flag idea, there's sort of two components. One is like, well, what's up with the flag? So Andrew came into possession of I think a pretty good sized Brotherhood of Steel like flag, right? Like a 3x5, yeah, pretty good sized flag.
4x6 even. I don't know, 3x5 probably. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just so like a really nice flag. And we thought we were kicking around, well, what to do with this, because we got some other goodies that over the next few months we we're going to try to pepper in some little giveaways or contests or whatever, just to kind of keep some interest going in the stream and in the podcast and everything. But for the flag, we thought, well, that might be kind of fun to treat it like a capture the flag game and like play a game of kind of capture the flag. And so the idea is we're gonna play a game, and we'll talk about the game in a second. And the listener who wins the game every week is gonna get the flag and gets possession of the flag. And the idea is that anybody who gets possession of the flag is going to agree to give it up to the next person when it gets captured again. And what we want to do is get people to send us a selfie or plant the flag in some outlandish location and give us a picture, put it on the Facebook page, or selfie, wrap yourself in it, or stomp on it if you're not a Brotherhood fan or whatever, and just have a little bit of fun. So that was the capture the flag aspect.
You said every week. There's no way we can.
No. Whatever. Yeah, every once a month or whatever it's going to be. Yeah,
quarterly or whatever. Yeah, probably a month.
Yeah. So, and more details to come when we're actually ready to kick this off. But that was the capture the flag aspect, and the way we thought we might be fun with this would be there's a secret word thing that goes all the way back to Groucho Marx's "You Bet Your Life" game show back in the 50s. Where now in that case it was a live TV show, and if a contestant said the magic word, then the contestant would get like $50, which back in the time was a lot of money. So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to do a secret word challenge. The host of the show, on the week we're going to play this, the host of the show will agree in advance, and there's a secret word that will work into the podcast. And the idea is to make it not easy, so it's not going to be like, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or anything. It's going to be like a tough word that like could be worked into a Fallout conversation, but might be not a really common word or whatever. We're still working out the details. But the idea is, and we'll let you guys know once we're ready to launch it. So you'll know that, there is no secret word in this podcast. We have not started yet. But we thought that might be a fun way just to try taking the flag, so maybe some of the listeners overseas will win it. It'll go to Sherry or whatever, and we'll just have some fun with this. We're still working out the details, so stay tuned. We'll talk about it on an upcoming show, and I'm sure we'll post it on the Facebook page and on the Twitter details for people to pay attention to. So keep an ear out for that over the coming weeks. There'll be something we're going to try to have a little bit of fun with the capture the Brotherhood of Steel flag contest.
Yeah. Call me lame, but I'm really excited. I think this is silly, but I'm really excited. I think it's fun. A fun idea to have our listener flag and just have it go around between all of our listeners so that everyone can take pictures with it and post them on the page. That's such a good idea. And I'm wondering, and I don't know if people feel how they feel about this. Like, should we deface the flag? Everyone who gets it gets to sign it or draw a little something on the flag before sending it on, or how?
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. And so in that case, the host should send it between each other first before we send it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Andrew, why don't you start it? We'll start the ball rolling, and then once all four of us have had a chance to sign it, or draw a smiley face or kill Roy or whatever we're going to do, then maybe that's when we can start the contest.
I'm going to be a total ass. I'm going to draw the Minuteman symbol on it.
What a douche!
Love it.
Fuck the Brotherhood of Steel.
You go ahead and put that Minuteman symbol on there and see what happens to it when it gets to me.
Oh,
if I had any artistic talent, I'd draw an Enclave symbol. That would really.
I'll just trace it.
I'll have to see if there's an Enclave symbol I can find.
It is. I mean, I know what it is from your play, but the symbol is. I need to.
Yeah. I need I'm not remembering. I remember the helmet because they have the creepy kind of bug eye helmet that's different. But I have to look that up. I'm sure they've got some kind of symbol. That would be another fun one to add.
So that'll be captured the flag. I'm sort of excited about that one. I thought that was a good idea. So when we take a month off, guys, we come up with ideas. You know what I mean? Like,
now we just got to follow through. Follow through is everything.
So another idea I had, and this will take a little bit more time and development, but I need listeners. I'm recruiting listeners who really like the show. People, even if you haven't ever written into the show or contacted us, I see our download numbers. I know how many people contact us and how many people actually download our show. There's a lot of you out there who have never spoken to us. So this is your opportunity if you'd like to just like hop on the show. You don't actually have to be live on the air with this project. This is something I'm going to call King of the Hill, but I'm going to slip the word bunker in there so that it's more reference. We're going to call this King of the parenthetical bunker and parenthetical hill. So King of the Bunker Hill. What we're going to do is a trivia contest, and each week the winner will get to stay. So hence King of the Hill, like until you get booted off. And I have come into possession of a bunch of these, what are they called? Mystery figure, this vinyl pop mini mystery figures or something like that. They're just like, I got all the Fallout ones. So I've got 9 of those. And so each week, how many ever you win, you know, it's like if you win 4 shows in a row, shit, you get 4 of these little vinyl pop figures. And then after 8 rounds, we'll have the people with the 2 most of the pop figures showdown for like a bigger prize. We've got a few cool Fallout stuff from the old Fallout loot crate that came in when the game was releasing back in, when this game came out, 2014? No,
15, right?
That'd be 2015.
November 15.
Yeah, November 15th of 2015.
Or November of 15.
Of 15.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact date.
Skyrim's so easy to remember because it was 11/11/11. You know, like that's pretty epic release date, right? I have no idea when Fallout was released. Dennis, you know that off your head? No, I have no idea what it is. So we're going to have listeners, if you're interested. What we'll do is I will have you just sort of separately on the show. It'll just be you and me in a Google Hangout, and we'll do 5 trivia questions and a tiebreaker one that will go if you answer the same amount of questions as your opponent. But you won't actually hear your opponent. You won't actually be on anything. You'll have to listen into the show later to hear the result of, like, because we'll play both chunks of you and your opponent, and whoever wins will get a pop vinyl figure for that week. And I'll hold off on sending them out each one. Like if you win 4 weeks in a row, I'll send 4 of them at once. Whatever, you know, but this will be fun. Just to get people involved in the show. Come on, there's some neat little prizes and stuff like that. So I thought that would be a fun little project. If anyone's interested, please get a hold of us, thefalloutfeed at gmail.com, and we'll get you. You don't have to be live, so if you're nervous about that sort of thing, don't worry about it. And we'll pre-record it, and then I'll edit everything in, and we'll play it live on the show. So it'll be fun. King of the Bunker Hill. Excited about that project. And one last project. I know Dennis is always excited about this sort of thing. We're starting to put together our next roundtable. Dennis?
Yes, we are.
This roundtable, we were hoping to do a little Nuka World plus mods. I know, Dennis, you've been doing some mod research for us. Do you have any promising leads?
I'm still trying to call through a bunch, but I would definitely like to hear from the community about any interesting mods, quest mods, or just must-have mods for a modded playthrough. We're going to try and hopefully we're going to have to focus on Xbox-based mods. They would need to be available on Xbox because a lot of the hosts here are console people.
Yeah.
But starting to research and shake down some mods. I've been in testing with a couple and had some mixed results with them. One of the ones that we've started to look at is, of course, Tales from the Commonwealth, because we have a sort of a history with that with the show.
A community member is a voice actor in the mod, Kyle Brennan. So that's always fun to come across and hear Kyle's voice in the middle of Fallout. That's really cool.
But I mean, I've played some of the ones, you know, that are very popular, Sparky's Quantum Adventure, and a couple of the other ones that I'm starting to shake down and see what would be good picks. But we definitely would like to hear from you, because we could sit here and think of the best ones all the time, but you guys drive what we want to do here, so we want to hear from you too.
Sparky's Quantum Adventure the one where you kind of like go back in time to prevent the bombs from falling or something?
Yes.
I was interested in that, but I haven't loaded it or anything. Can you tell us anything?
Actually, I played that mod a long time ago, and I think it's been updated since.
Yeah.
So I think there's been some changes to it, but you find an underground layer where there's a scientist there that kind of ports you back in time, and you end up going to back in time to Sanctuary, and then the kind of quest branches off from there. I don't want to spoil it too much for anybody that hasn't played it. I imagine a lot of people have played it already, but just in case.
Is it exactly the same map, just undestroyed? Is the whole Commonwealth open to you?
No, it's not. It's much smaller than what you think it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be fucking incredible. Just to run around, just yuppie Boston suburbs. Oh, hello, Concord. Rather, yes. So the roundtable, one of the main aspects of the roundtable is we need feedback participants. So community, again, besides your trivia, besides your flag game, we're needing you to step up for some roundtable play-alongs. We've got Marcus's character generator that we will all, of course, use. Plus, we'll be taking mod suggestions and using whatever mods we want to, because no restrictions on mods in the roundtable. It's always fun.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of work to listen to this frickin' show. You can't just sit there in your car and just, listen to people talk. You actually have to do things.
Yeah, Lee will be listening to this on his drive to work, but you need to write this shit down, Lee. Keep your hands on the wheel, but, you've got Capture the Flag, you've got King of the Bunker Hill, and your roundtable stuff to get ready for here. So, and survival mode challenge, Lee. We need Lee to do a survival mode challenge too.
Absolutely.
Other mods that we were considering, there was one in a park, Maxwell's something, not adventure, but that one. I've played a little bit of that one. I've played one called Red Scare. Also, there's a couple other I tested out a little bit. But they're not like big sprawling quests. They're just like one quest. Most of these, they're not like 4 or 5 piggybacking quests. You know what I mean? But those individual ones, they seem well done. It's just that you would have to find, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 of however long we need to fill content for the roundtable. You'd have to piggyback a lot of them together. So. And one of them actually added an annoying red face in the sky. It was really weird. I think it was the Red Scare one.
Yeah, I've loaded that one recently, but I haven't had an opportunity to play it yet. A lot of the quest mods through Xbox are going to be more difficult because you don't have the opportunity for the script extender that you would on the PC. So you're a little bit more limited. I mean, you're not talking about where you're doing PlayStation where you can't use any new assets or anything like that. But it definitely makes it a little bit more challenging, and also when people hear quest mods, they think of Bethesda DLC. Well, it's most mod authors don't have that kind of time and ability to do that. I mean, you might have a mod author that is good at textures or the look of a particular mod, but their writing isn't as good. Whereas others, their mod doesn't look as good, and the writing. You try not to compare mods versus Bethesda, people who are getting paid big bucks to produce a game that makes $700 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try and compare one mod against the other. So it may take a little bit of time and a little bit of research to figure out what's best for us to do. But hopefully we can find something that'll strike everybody's fancy.
You were good at pointing that out to me. I was not ranting, but I was pointing out how this mod was pretty good, but the writing was a little sloppy and and then you were like, Andrew, you cannot compare it to Fallout 4 the game. You have to compare it to other mods, not Fallout 4 the game, because that was done by professionals. These are not done by professionals. So how you grade a mod is not by how it compares to the written of Fallout 4, but by comparing it to its peers.
Well, you can have an interesting argument the other way. I mean, one of the things that some people in the modding community have always accused Bethesda of doing is taking mod authors' ideas, stealing them, and implementing them into their own game.
Yeah.
So there are fantastic mod authors out there that are doing incredible work that work at a very, very high level.
Yeah.
But again, in the format that we're talking, it's not. They don't get necessarily the same tools to work with, so the product may suffer a little bit. I mean, obviously you want the highest standard possible, but at the same point, you can't. I think every mod has a value. I mean, you may not get, not everybody can be, doing Ordinator or something like that, or the high level Fallout 4 mods. But everyone that's making an attempt at it is certainly doing more than I am, where I'm just sitting on my ass and playing the game.
Yeah, exactly. So they are owed respect just for the effort, and I understand that.
But don't make mods that suck and make me crash my game, please. I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that.
With that. Okay, I've covered everything on my list. What you got, Pat?
I got nothing, man.
All right, that's a big long show. We've got lots of good ideas coming up. We got our Dead is Dead competition starting now. Look for us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ASAPodcasting. We've got Capture the Flag going to start our next recording session. There will be a secret word in the episode. And Pat, we're going to describe in more detail how this game will exactly work. But next episode that we record, there is going to be a secret word in there. Then we also have King of the Bunker Hill Trivia Contest. I need you listeners to contact us at thefalloutfeed@gmail.com to be involved in our trivia challenge. And also Roundtable play along people. We need feedback from you guys. So if you're willing to do that, please contact us also at that.
And timing for the roundtable, just so people know roughly, I think we're end of April, right? We've got Probably. 2 more Skyrims to go.
I would assume around the end of April.
Yeah.
So I'm getting excited for that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it could be. I haven't been back in the Nuka world in ages, and it's not a perfect DLC, but there's a lot of fun to be had there, and I'm looking forward to going back in.
Yeah, and it's
a fresh character.
I don't want to say this is the only reason we're doing it is just because it's the last thing that we haven't done in the game, but that's why we're doing it. It's because it's the last thing in the game that we haven't covered yet in a roundtable format. So, and we thought that it needed a little bit of a probably fleshing out with some help from some mod quests. So that's going to be our plan for the roundtable, and we need you guys to give us a hand with the play along feedback, which is always a huge part of the roundtable. It's based on community interaction. So we need your guys' help with that. Give us an email, and I think that's all I got. Dennis, you got anything?
The only thing that I wanted to add real quick is the Mr. Matty Plays, one of the YouTubers that I know, had posted a video that is talking about they're introducing there's a bunch of mod people that are making a transport of Fallout 3 using the Fallout 4 engine and kind of revamping the game to where Fallout 3 fits into it. People that are familiar with the Sky Oblivion or Sky Morrowind projects where they're trying to introduce the Morrowind and Oblivion games into the Skyrim engine and kind of update it for that time. He's got a video out there that's illustrating Fallout 3 going into 4, and I would really suggest hopping over to his channel and checking out the video. It's only like 2-3 minutes, but for old Fallout 3 fans, it's really something exciting to see. It's not something that's going to be done in the next month or two, but it's certainly something exciting to see on the horizon.
Cool.
Will you more slowly say the name of the YouTuber again, please?
It's Mr. Matty Plays. Matty Plays.
Okay. Cool. I will look at that a little bit. YouTube channel there. Cool.
Nice.
Thanks for bringing that up. So shit, sorry about that. Does that mean I would be able to play Fallout 3 within Fallout 4? I assume this would be a PC thing only, of course. But it would just be you'd open up Fallout 4, but have like
it shows how they've used assets from 4. One of the main towns in Fallout 3 is Megaton, and they've shown, and Megaton kind of sits inside the crater of where this unexploded bomb is sitting, and they've shown how they've kind of recreated this little town, because it's not big by Fallout 4 standards, but they've used assets from Diamond City to kind of recreate the look of Megaton. Okay. And you can definitely see where the Diamond City influence is, but it's a pretty close match to the original city of Megaton.
That's fun. So eventually, maybe one day, I'll be able to play Fallout 3.
You can play it today on your Xbone. Come on.
Yeah, no, I could. I'd actually
It is backward compatible. Works just fine.
Well, I had a PlayStation 3. I didn't have an Xbox 360, so it came with my bundle. Actually, when I got Fallout 4, it came with Fallout 3 digital download. I don't think I've downloaded it yet, though.
Ooh, you should do that. It may expire. Sometimes those.
I didn't even think of that. You're right.
Sometimes those digital things have like a life cycle. Once you own it, you're fine. But sometimes the codes will expire.
Yeah, no, I need to cash that shit in. I didn't even think of that. No. Speaking of which, real quick before we sign off, if you're Xbox Gold member, I noticed that Borderlands 2 is on free game if you're subscribed to that this month. I thought that was pretty fun. I've played that game a little bit before.
Excellent game.
Yeah. So that's free on the gold thing on Xbox this month. Check that out. If you guys don't have anything else,
don't think so.
Nope, that's it.
Thanks everyone for listening.
We'll
see you in the wasteland,
everybody.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to ASAPodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout Feed, the Skyrimatic Podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
All right, guys, I apologize for signing back on here, but I have a really quick question I need an answer to. Just yes or no answer. Does the armor that you wear under power armor stack with that value, or does the power armor negate the armor that you wear underneath?
It negates it.
I think so, yeah. Okay. I think that's right.
Okay. All right, okay. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening.